Hey, what's good? It's Cadillac Tracks. I'm back again with another video. Let me go ahead and turn this light on. This room is real dirty. This is my little room. Uh, this video is courtesy of Mr. Kareem Wright. He's the newest member of our MK3 custom template group. So welcome. I hope the template serves you well. Make sure you watch over my videos. Everybody who has the template, or if you're interested, watch over the videos and the quick tips so that you know how to use Machine and Fruity Loops well together. And we're going to go back over the template today, and we're going to go ahead and show you something about the template. All right, so this is a beat that I started last night. It's just got a few little sounds, and it's got Machine open. So I'm going to push play. I'm going to show y'all something real quick. So right now, the beat is playing. I have Machine lit up. I got a drum kit loaded inside of Machine. I'm gonna show y'all something. When you push browser, if I go to all types and I click here on my all types, I can go down to this folder. It's a folder that I made where it's lax, and then it has subfolders. I can go into the subfolders where I have 2 different folders. And then from here, I can go into all my kits. And these are all my kits right here. And I can just go, and there's hundreds of them. And if I want to scroll faster, I'll go ahead and turn this down. If you want to scroll faster through your sounds, everyone knows that you just hold shift and then scroll, and I can scroll faster. But these are all my custom drum kits, you know, lax kit, and it goes all the way up to like kit 300 something. And each one is color coordinated, and I always recommend to all y'all, do this for yourself. Make yourself a way where you can browse all your custom kits, and they're right here inside a Machine, and they're all custom coordinated and colored up and everything like that. And I'm gonna go over that in another video, but the tip that I want to show y'all today is the triggers mode on my template. So we have a little beat going right here. Wow, it's blurry. And we got the MK3 right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn my template on. So let me try to use both hands. Where's my beer? I just opened this beer and it's getting warm. I just spilled on myself. All right, so once I load the template up, it's gonna look like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open up the triggers template. So what you do is you hold shift and we go to our templates, and we hold shift, click knobs. Matter of fact, hold shift and go to templates, scroll down to the triggers template. Once you got it, push load. Once you load it, hold shift, push knobs, close the screen, and the triggers is loaded. You know it's loaded because the name of it will come into the left screen. So this is the triggers mode. Bam, you see it says triggers. This is one of the most powerful modes on my template. I'm gonna show y'all just a very quick preview, an example of how it works. All right. If you look over here, you see it says kick, 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 snare, 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 high, 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 perk, perk, perk. This is the way it's laid out just for me. You can customize this for yourself. I keep the 4 bottom pads for kicks. It's just how I do it, just because when I was making, I'll show you why I do it a little bit more. But I keep the bottom 4 pads for kicks. I hate to push the same pad over and over. I used to just hit this one all the time. And then I noticed, like, if I hit that for years and years, it's gonna wear that pad out. So I gotta kind of spread my kicks around. That's one reason why. And another thing is about how I learned how to finger drum. I don't know how to finger drum, but I learned a technique. And I want to show y'all that and show y'all something else. So we have the triggers mode loaded up. All right. The way the triggers mode works is that you have to load it up on the template. Once it's loaded up, to activate it, you have to go into the MIDI settings, and you'll go to the Omni preview MIDI channel. This is a function. Some people don't even know about this or what it does. I didn't for a while. Omni preview MIDI channel. We want to put that on 1. Once we put it on 1, we can close it, and we have to remember that we have put it on 1. Once we put it on 1, it's going to link up the different channels right here, kick, snare, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the different pads in MIDI mode, to the different pads in Machine. So, for example, when I hit here, oh shit, sorry about that. When I hit here, I got my kick, my snare, my hi-hat. And the reason I do it like this is because someone showed me that I can do like this, and I can play drums with just my hands like this, where I'm hitting all 3 pads, the hi-hat, kick, and the hi-hat, snare, and the kick, and I can be like, just a little way to finger drum, but you get good at that, you can really tear it up. Or you could be like, have one hand holding this half and the other hand holding the other half and hitting the top ones with your other fingers. But it's just one technique. Everyone has a different technique to finger drum, but the way this works is that since now the drums are from machine, so if I go back to machine mode, I can see that we have a drum kit loaded. I'm triggering the drums right here on machine mode, and it's triggering the different channel racks right here inside of Fruity Loops. So pay attention, look, you can see where it's triggering them up there. So you can see that it's hitting multiple pads at the same time. The beauty of this, having this triggers mode, is that if you were to finger drum, you could actually record all of the notes simultaneously while finger drumming inside of Fruity Loops. Now, note this. If I wanted to record the notes inside of Fruity Loops, I would probably want the notes to be on time. Now, we have to deal with latency, so we would have to have our buffer or our latency down low so that there is only a small amount of delay in between when I hit a button and when it's recorded. Once we've addressed that, we also have to quantize. And if you didn't know, Fruity Loops has a function where you can auto-quantize notes that come in. So you can play on your keyboard and it will auto-quantize the notes that come in. This is like an advanced Fruity Loops function. This one goes over a lot of people's heads because I didn't know about it for a long time either. But just to go over it real quickly. You have the little horseshoe icon right here up to the line snap. You want to make sure the horseshoe is turned on. And when you right click on that, just make sure the horseshoe is turned on. And when the horseshoe is on, you want to pick your snap. Since we want it to be on each step, I put it on step. That way it'll cover all the steps, okay? It's either step or beat, but we wanted to capture every one of these so that it's catching all the notes and they're all quantized on time. So I put it on step. When I go up here to record and I right click on record, this is the option where I get to enable auto quantize for Fruity Loops. You can see the options over here: quantize, note start time, end time, So you want to set it up, customize it. Become familiar with this if you didn't know about it or read up on it. And this is how you auto-quantize MIDI input into Fruity Loops. So that's what we're going to do. So I went ahead and I put it on the note start time. And I got it on step. So I'm going to push record and I'm going to record. And since the latency or the buffer is low, I should be able to simultaneously record all 16 pads on time, auto-quantized into Fruity Loops. And it's going to lay them right there onto the step sequencer. It's going to lay them as piano roll notes. So just for a quick example, let me just show you real quick. Man, it's blurry. So I push record on machine, of course, with my finger right here. And then I push play. Yeah, I need to turn the metronome on, so I'm gonna turn the metronome on. I tap it, remember? You just tap metronome. So metronome's on. It's ready to rock. I'm gonna push play. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's just a small example of what I'm talking about. And damn, is this camera really that blurry? And yeah, look, you can see that it actually recorded the notes right here into the piano roll. I'll go ahead and I'll push play. Go back. All right, and so you can see that it recorded the notes right there. And I'm going to undo this. I'm going to try something else because it's been a while since I used the triggers mode, but I want to show you how it works. I'm going to put it on beat. I believe every beat would be every one of these 16, right? And let me try that again and see if I get a better recording. All right, so we recorded it. I'm push stop and we'll go back, push play. All right, and so you can see what it did. It recorded once on every beat. So just using Logic, you'd probably want to record on beat when you do stuff like kicks, snares. You might want to record on step when you do stuff like hi-hats or stuff that's moving a little bit faster. Or just in general, you might just go ahead and just record on step. I'm going to push the my undo. I'm going to use my undo knob. Remember, we can just twist it and it undoes stuff. It's so pimp. And I'm just going to put it back on step, okay? And I'm going to try it again. All right, so we tried it again here, and you can see the notes recorded. I did a lot better on my timing that way because I was actually hitting a little bit harder to make sure that I was catching the groove, if you will. But remember, it's auto-quantizing it. So as long as you're inside the window and your buffer isn't stupid high, it's going to record simultaneously all 16 channels right here in the Fruity Loops. And that's the crazy shit my template can do, because you can't do like that, man. You couldn't record all 16 channels simultaneously. And if you're a good finger drummer, just think of the possibility if you were to finger drum a dope pattern right there simultaneously in the Fruity Loop. So that's the power of the triggers mode. I think y'all can see exactly what it's doing, even though I was messing up, and I showed y'all exactly how it works and how to use it right there. And I showed you some of the functions. I showed you the step quantize and the beat quantize and the difference there. And let me show you another thing. So these notes right here, these are notes right here, right? If I was to select these notes, and I'm trying to remember how we do it, of course. If I was to select these notes, and I believe I hold Shift D, you know, I take away the note duration, right? And that's not even it, shit. Let me quantize it and then take away the note duration. But basically, when you take away the note duration, you can actually have this turn back into the little dots. And I might be doing it wrong here, so let me just Control A. These are our notes right here. I'm bringing them over, and we want to go to Tools, actually Edit, and okay, it's still on step here. This is how you do it. You go to the snap over here. It takes me a minute to remember these sometimes. That's why I'm glad I could show you. But go to the snap over here and go to, we're going to put the snap on none, right? Once you put the snap on none, push Shift and D. It'll discard the note duration, right? So if it's on none and I discard the note duration, well, hell, it's going to pop back up as dots. That's some advanced power user tip also. Like, a lot of people don't know about that one. You got to be in there. But that's how you change a note from piano roll back to step sequencer. So just imagine you could record the notes 16 channels simultaneously from machine onto the channel racks and have them come up as notes like little dots on the step sequencer. I just showed you how to do it right there. So this is the power of the triggers mode. This is actually one of the best features of my template. It's called triggers mode. It's allowing you to hit and trigger all 16 pads simultaneously, or one at a time if you want, right there onto Fruity Loops, and record them right there into the step sequencer. It's great for when you're finger drumming, or you want to record more than one sound, or you just want to finger drum the drums. Like, hell, nothing could be better, because when you're using a machine, you want to finger drum. And now we can finger drum into 16 channels simultaneously and have it quantize and be able to switch between the step sequencer and the piano roll. So it's a lot of possibilities if you're good with your fingers and you know what you're doing. So this is my template, and this is the triggers mode. That's how you use triggers mode. One thing to note, when you get done using triggers mode, if you try to just jump back in your beat, you'll be like, oh no, what's going on? You have to remember, we have to go back in the MIDI settings, and we have to turn the Omni preview MIDI channel back to none, or back to blank. So when you're done with the triggers mode, make sure you turn it off. And that's it, man. That's it in a nutshell. So I really just showed y'all the triggers mode, how it works. I just showed you it in effect. So what you want to do is you want to have a low latency, a low buffer, so that your notes are responding on time. And you want to have that snap set up. Have it set up smart. Think about it. If you don't want it, if it doesn't have to be too fine, just set it at each beat. But have it set up to where it's going to catch the notes, quantize at the time that you want. Or just put it on step and make sure that you're solid with your finger. But that's about it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and close this video. It took 15 minutes, but I just showed and went over the triggers mode on my template. It's a very powerful feature. It allows you to simultaneously record all 16 tracks. Like it's real dope, and you should try it. If you have the template and you haven't tried this, like, take advantage of that, bro. All right, man. Till next time, we'll go over some more functions. Like I got this little thing right here called locks and functions on my template. Y'all might not know what that is. So we're going to go over stuff like that also. Those real dope features and some other stuff. So appreciate everybody interested in the template. And it's just another video going over another feature. This is the trigger mode on my template. This is my template. Those buttons right there, when I push playlist, it opens up playlist, rack, piano roll, mixer. So if you haven't seen that yet, check it out. All right, man. Until next time, man. Y'all take it easy. One.